So it's not just this tax reform package we're going to see next week. We also have something of a deadline you may have paid attention to on Friday, where the government could get shut down. I'm a little familiar
with it, yeah.
Yeah, no. And I understand both you and the president said it's probably not going to happen. You really think it's unlikely, although I know you are preparing for the worst at the same time. You've also said there has to be a negotiation with the Democrats, and there's certain things on the table. What is there in that negotiation as you go into it that you will walk away from the table if you don't get? Is it the wall?
Well, let's look at it this way and why this is a critical juncture, I think, not only in this administration, but in Washington, D.C. I've said before that the next 4 days will tell you a lot about the next 4 years. We've finally boiled this negotiation down to something that we want very badly that the Democrats really don't like, and that's the border wall. At the same time, there's something they want very badly that we don't like very much, which are these cost-sharing reductions, the Obamacare payments. Ordinarily, in a properly functioning Washington, D.C., as in any business, this would be the basis upon which a negotiated resolution could be achieved. The question is, how much of our stuff do we have to get? How much of their stuff are they willing to take? And that's the way it should work. That's the way that we hope that it works. We'd offer them $1 of CSR payments for $1 of wall payments right now. That's the offer that we've given to our Democrat colleagues. That should form the fundamental understanding that gets us to a bipartisan agreement. If the Democrats come back to us and say, look, we can't do that, we can do this, that's a really, really good sign, not only in the short term and the long term. If they simply walk away and choose to not participate in the discussions, that's a bad sign not only in the short term, but for the next several years.
So you and I aren't going to negotiate this right now, and I don't have any authority, unlike you. But is there a way around this if you don't?
You could give me some wall payments, then we have some basis for discussion.
Well, what about if it's not? We don't have the wall put in the bill. There's money in there for border protection, but you don't have to call it a wall. So the Democrats can say, we didn't agree to build a wall, but you have some money.
And again, you're absolutely right. I'm not trying to be coy, but I'm not going to negotiate over national media with my Democrat colleagues. I will say this. It should surprise no one. In fact, I know it doesn't surprise anyone that the actual physical southern wall is a priority, a top priority for this president. He ran on it. He won on it, and as every winning candidate always likes to say, elections have consequences. When President Obama won, he got some of his priorities, even though at the time, in 2012, Republicans controlled both chambers on Capitol Hill. This president should be allowed to have his highest priorities funded, even though the Democrats rightly have a seat at the table because of the Senate rules, and we're willing to give them some of their priorities in exchange. But you cannot expect a president who just won election to give up very easily on his highest priority.